Welcome everybody. Excited to have you with us. We want to talk about value realization and where it is in the organization. How is it partnering with other departments? How is it even measuring short and long-term success? That's really our topic for today. We have some terrific members that are jumping in to kind of lead our discussion. Eric's our chair of the value management track and leads the cloud value advisors for Google. So he'll be part of our discussion and helping to facilitate it. And Rob DePaul, Rob runs the value realization for New Relic. Rob's got the gold star of being able to share what he's doing at New Relic and kind of give you tangible visibility into their structure.
If you only could pick one or two of these, and you have to leave everything else behind, what are the two elements that are most important for the work that you do?
So our partnership with sales and customer success, we've got to deliver on our promises, right? Because at least in our business, it is easy for customers to switch vendors. They don't have to buy infrastructure and do a lot of heavy lifting. So if you don't deliver on your promises from a customer success perspective, which includes value realization, then you're not going to remain one of their vendors.
Product is a really big piece for us in terms of making sure that we've got the right feedback for product, and we're actually also bringing them to our customers. Marketing a little bit more on playbook development. So as we develop playbooks, how do we do positioning and all that good stuff? We are working on a digital motion. So I expect marketing to, as we start to get more mature, marketing is probably the emerging function that we're going to work with very closely from how do we start to drive adoption in marketing campaigns with our customer base.
I'm looking at it from a couple of different angles. One, there is, if you have a product or a product suite or a product set that is a line item budget that people are used to having, there's a known adoption flow, there's a known adoption journey. That's one thing, and it's kind of in those particular cases, you might see more of a leaning on professional services, at least I have in my past, making sure that the product experience is really, really seamless.
I think the one thing that's the hardest metric to really capture is that the role of what we all do is to provide scale to the rest of the company. We make our salespeople more efficient if they can speak value, quantify value, message value. We make CS better if they can realize value, prescribe value going forward. We make marketing better if we can help them, with better messaging and metrics and case studies that are driven off of real metrics. I think it's really interesting. That's why I love these discussions is not only where do we come from, but how do we measure? I think that's the big question I still have is how do we measure our effectiveness across the company?
I just want to acknowledge the fact that all of you carved out time, which is quite frankly a pretty tough time. We've got wildfires in up and down the West Coast. We've got a hurricane amongst a busy hurricane season in the Gulf Coast. We've got kids going back to school. We're in certain communities and throughout all of society, we're struggling with equality and how we can have a really open and fair society. So I just appreciate the fact that all of us could focus on this topic amongst all the other things that we have to do. And I just wish that all of you be well.